Ethan Kuhn?
The only thing I can possibly think of is that Miranda wanted to like study what Mia looked like so she could become like a perfect body double. But like even the plot point of Miranda replacing Mia for like a week before she did anything makes absolutely no sense. Why wouldn't Miranda just kill Ethan immediately or take Rose immediately? Did he really have to wait until like Ethan dropped his guard? He's just a guy.
Do you think she wanted to LARP as, like, a mom and wife?
Do you think Ethan and Miranda,
they have a baby, so no.
It also seems like their relationship they're, like, kind of on each other's nerves, so I guess not. But that'd be funny if, like...
Like,
that'd be funny.
Yeah, I think Miranda would just, like... Oh, you know what? It actually makes sense story-wise, because Miranda's whole thing is she misses her daughter who passed away. So maybe she wanted to literally LARP as a mom for as long as she could.
Why didn't she just get Ethan to impregnate her without him knowing?
Now we're getting to very confusing levels.
Miranda is like over 100 years old, so maybe she just...
Yeah, now we're getting to the point of like, if Miranda becomes another person, does she
like,
have the same innards? And the answer's probably no.
But yeah, the entire game's plot twist is based around the fact that Miranda replaced Mia, but the more that you analyze it, the less sense it makes. It makes literally no sense. Why did she do it? Why is Ethan dead? Why didn't she take Rose immediately? Why didn't Chris tell Ethan? Why is Mia even alive?
That place.
Oh yeah, this is where you find out that Ethan died. To that foot stomp.
You were murdered by Jack. You died there 3 years ago.
I do miss Ethan's RE7 like dress shirt, like a striped dress shirt, and he had like dress shoes on and like like pants with like that fold in the middle. He was pretty snazzy in 7, and this one he just looks like a hobo.
Is the RE7 demo still up? Because remember that demo was completely different. Not completely, but fairly different from the game.
It wasn't. It's just the first like videotape that you see, but you don't know that's a videotape in the demo.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that is in. Oh, okay. In the real game.
Yeah. But like they really RE7's marketing was genius because at the time the internet was ablaze with PT. Which, by the way, we're gonna do the PT demo soon. We literally have a PS4 that has it, so we'll do that soon. But people were super dejected, but also still super hype about PT. And then RE7 releases a demo that like pretends that RE7 is sort of like a supernatural, like weird game. Because in that first videotape, it looks like it's like basically like a found footage like ghost story,
Blair Witch or whatever. Yeah.
And like that was genius of them to like release the demo like that because everyone was like, "Oh, I want PT. Oh, this looks super cool." And then RE7 sells like 20 million copies or whatever ridiculous number, and literally saved Capcom.
Literally. Yeah, I remember just being like, "This demo is so scary. What the heck is going on here?" Yeah, that PS4 we got, it's so funny. It has nothing on it except PT. Literally, it has no, I don't even think it has an account on it. It is literally just PT.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, okay.
Those PS4s used to be like super expensive, but now you can just like, if you have an old firmware of PS4, you can just hack them.
That's good. No, that's really good. I want people to be able to actually play it.
Yeah, I'm fine with stuff like that, like lost media. Like PT wasn't even sold for money,
no.
And Konami is like a horrible company, so they just like removed it and like screw you. So yeah, I'm perfectly fine with like actual game preservation of lost media like that.
Where am I?
Yeah, the only time I ever have a problem with being a pirate and downloading stuff is if it's something that you can currently pay money for.
Yeah, not to get into this debate, because people feel very strongly about it, but I think people hide behind the shield of game preservation to justify just actual piracy. And it's like, I think people downloading like a magical chase ROM on your TurboGrafx emulator is completely justified. Like, buying that game's like $5,000. No normal person is ever going to have that game. But if you're just gonna like download a Switch emulator to play Tears of the Kingdom, it's just like you're just stealing it. It's not game preservation.
Yeah.
And this isn't even coming from like a guy that's like super anti-emulation. Like, I've done a bunch of emulated games for this channel just because it's like convenient. But whenever I see like people being like, "Why didn't Nintendo take down this Switch emulator that like bypasses their security and took down this ROM site?" It's like, because people were just stealing their games. What do you expect?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Winters, I'm afraid you can't return to your old world any longer.
Like I said, as long as you cannot give the publisher any money for it anymore, it's perfectly fine.
And I'm also
if you want to download Earthbound because the game's like $350, please do so. You know.
And I'm also fine with people like, because the Wii U's discontinued, they don't make money from Wii U games anymore. You can just download Dolphin and get Wii games, because like Nintendo doesn't give you any option. Yes, I'm gonna close my inventory. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about this. Final Duke.
No.
I do not need.
Do you even have stuff to spend money on?
Yeah. They unlocked the final upgrades right before the Mother Miranda fight. I don't need the grenade launcher anymore, so I'll sell that.
Oh, the assemblage of life and machine. I can feel Lord Heisenberg's essence through.
Wow, 450,000.
135,000.
Amat Victoria Coral. Please, be well.
Thanks, Duke.
Thanks.
You should get your foot checked. And probably amputated.
It sucks that Duke probably can't be in any more games, but I like him.
It's just a weird character. It's like making the merchant, like, plot important.
6.
Like, he's the one that saved Ethan. It's like, what? When he showed up in like Shadows of Rose, I was like, what is going on? And then they explain what's happening, and I'm like, okay, that's really dumb.
I don't even remember.
We'll get to it
Yeah.
next time.
I played it one time and was like, I'm done. Oh, the weak guys. Cool.
So, like I said, Mother Miranda fight, extremely good. This game ends on a high note. It's too bad that you have to do the Chris part to get to here.
My beautiful daughter.
So this isn't explained in cutscenes until right now, but when you're at that part when you save Mia, you can find a bunch of memos that essentially just say like, hey, her daughter died 100 years ago or whatever, and Miranda still hasn't gotten over it.
Yeah, and this is the pedestal where we put the 4 rose parts. And like, you can't tell it because there's so much mold everywhere, but it's like the part that we put the giant's chalice on.
Power is leaving me.
Rose!
I don't even remember what this cutscene entails.
I have no idea.
Miranda!
Yeah, like what happens to Rose?
Interesting. Your body certainly isn't normal.
Neither is yours.
Give Rose to me. Now!
You will see. Once I kill you properly, everything.
Get her now!
I forgot that Chris is here.
I forgot, why does he leave?
I've spent a life.
I guess to save Rose.
He probably...
You try to take
Ethan probably gives Rose to Chris.
I guess so.
what is due. My desires will be fulfilled. Rose is mine!
Wait. Why does Chris not help us in this fight? Huh? I don't understand. Why doesn't Chris do anything?
You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious Megamycete. Now, please do not worry the little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with treats. So now
Dead.
you can die.
She has so much HP. I know I have the max upgraded shotgun with 63 rounds, but I might need to make more.
Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours.
Oop.
What is the deal with horror games and the final bosses being spiders over and over again?
Because spiders are less scary.
I swear there's 2 Silent Hill games where the final bosses are spiders. Homecoming and, I want to say, Origins?
Yeah, right. All don't try.
No, not Origins, but something else.
Such vitality. After all, everyone dies.
Cool. Floating liquid.
They like change into like explosive fireballs that like home onto you if you don't explode them.
For all time. None shall interfere.
Wait, did that end that cycle immediately?
If I combine
That was weird.
my daughter will
Usually, so there's a shadow phase where she disappears for a while.
Yeah.
And you can set like 7 or 8 mines for her to run into. But I guess I did like more damage and it just skipped the phase entirely.
Huh.
Best at last! I've waited a century, all for this day. You still stuck. You won't interfere. I've never seen a human live without sense. I'm not sure. Why do you interfere? Surely you have no heroes now, so close to death.
She's my goddamn daughter. Psycho.
Whew.
I
This
will
fight is
see
so
my-
fun.
Yeah, it's cool. The part that I remember the most is the part where everything gets black, but I guess you skipped it.
Yeah, I guess I just did way more damage. I'm really not sure.
No.
I am sucking so hard. I did this fight like earlier today so much better. But whatever. I have plenty of healing.
For my daughter. Those foreigners, they could do nothing to assuage my years of no.
Did she go to the flying stage to the
You, Miranda?
land stage in like a second? Okay. That was a really weird fight. I've never seen that happen. Especially it's skipping the shadow phase.
Dog.
To ensure I never see your face, I will feed.
And time.
Weeks.
Oh. Never mind. Please don't kill me. Okay. I don't know if I can actually die there. Okay, time now.
Did
5 weeks.
I kind of forget. Is Shadow Rose in third or first person?
It's all third person. There's no first person.
Okay.
My daughter.
That's probably why they just like inserted third person into the main mode.
They already
because
had it done.
They already had it done. Yeah.
Classic. If I can't have my daughter, I'm gonna kill hundreds of thousands of people. Classic.
Rose.
Rose,
At least she'll grow up to become a cool adult. Oh.
It's all right, Rose. It's all
I think Rose's characterization is fine. It's not like good, but it's not like annoying.
I guess she is also like literally a teenage girl.
Yeah. Rip Ethan Winters.
Ethan!
Oh yeah, now that the Mega Mycete's dead,
Ethan!
he's essentially dead.
Yeah,
Come on.
because he died like so long ago.
Come on, Ethan, wake up.
Chris,
Ethan. You did it. It's finished.
I think we've finished each other.
Ethan. We gotta move.
Rose is like, oh, what's that?
I don't know.
Dang.
Is that Miranda or the Mega Mycete?
I think it's the Mega Mycete.
Keep moving, Ethan. There's a bomb in that thing that'll blow this whole village sky high. Hey, look at me. When I hit this trigger, we can't be anywhere near it. Ah, damn it. Mia's waiting for you.
You don't understand. The game needs to protect Ethan's face, even though they show like 80% of it.
So sorry. I love you.
They even do that in Shadows of Rose, where like when Rose sees Ethan, they never show his face. They're so dedicated to it.
Yourself.
Hey, I like it.
Come on,
Yeah.
it's not that much further. Watch over her. Teach her to be strong. God damn it. Goodbye, Rosemary.
Rip.
Ethan.
Well, freaking run, bro.
I know like Ethan is like dying. He's probably like dead no matter what, but it is kind of weird that he decides to do this.
Well, I think that's why they put his hand like falling apart, because he's clearly falling apart.
But like, I think Chris could have like set this off a mile away and it would have been fine. This reminds me of Dead Space.
Oh yeah.
The end of Dead Space 1.
Boy, I hope there was enough time.
Rose?
Man, why doesn't she show up in Shadows of Rose? I guess they just didn't want to like age her up. But for the excuse why she's not there, it makes her come off as like an awful mother.
Wait, but
Get moving. We have to get clear.
Chris already said
We
he's
can't
dead.
go, not without my husband.
Mia, sit down and strap in.
Not before you tell me where Ethan is. I know he wouldn't abandon us. Tell me what's going on. Where?
Ethan's in that Mia.
What was that?
I told you to sit down.
Where is he? Chris? What have you done?
He's gone.
Dang.
He stayed so we could all escape.
I do not understand. Why did Chris shoot Miranda and then just disappear in the...
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
I forgot about that. It makes
Yeah.
no sense. It's another thing that makes no sense about this game.
I guess they could have added a line of...
What's this? Is this sequel bait?
The rest of the squad.
I don't remember this at all.
Plot a course for BSA at Europe HQ.
Yeah, it certainly is sequel bait.
Someone's got to pay.
Oh, sorry, Mia, you're never gonna be seen again.
How in the hell? Because I know Resident Evil 7's like a soft reboot, which would be fine if you didn't include Chris, who's obviously been through all the stuff he's been through, right? So like, how in the heck did the world recover from Resident Evil 6, where the entire world was like a zombie infestation? Like Resident Evil 1 through 3, it's just Raccoon City, right? Resident Evil 4, it's just like a European village. Okay, get it. Resident Evil 5, okay.
Like all of Africa, but at least it's one country.
It's at least one, like, I assume it's one country in the continent. I assume it's not all of Africa, who knows? Sub-Saharan Africa. But Resident Evil 6, it's like Asia, multiple parts in America.
You're like globetrotting.
It's like globetrotting. So how in the hell were they like, oh yeah. That was probably my favorite part in the hilarity of Resident Evil 6 is at the end of Leon's campaign, when you've been like at multiple places around the world and like just everything's falling apart. There's like whole cities, like Tokyo is like just everyone's dead. And at the end of Leon's quest, they're like at a quiet cemetery and he's talking with the girl, I forget her name, Jessica or something. And they're like, so what next? I'm like, I don't know, what next? The whole world is dead. Like, also, where are you at a place where there's a quiet cemetery without, like, a bunch of zombies and lickers and stuff? What? It doesn't make any sense.
Is it Simpsons or Family Guy that ends an episode with, we save the town and everything is, like, on fire?
I don't know. That sounds like Simpsons. That sounds like Simpsons.
Yeah, I just can't remember what episode or context, but I just remember it might be like SpongeBob. I don't know.
Oh, what you're thinking of is
we save. Is it SpongeBob?
It's SpongeBob, and there's a butterfly that gets down into
oh
Bikini
yeah,
Bottom.
that's it. We save Bikini Bottom, and everything is on fire.
Yep. That's literally the end of Resident Evil 6. It's like, hey, we solved whatever BS crap Ada was doing. We're good to go. Oh wait, the entire population of Tokyo's dead, and I'm certain that it's spread elsewhere.
The interesting thing about the Resident Evil franchise, because it really doesn't have like a consistent lore at all. Like the only like consistency between it is like RE1 through 3. It feels like it has like a pretty specific path that I wanted to do for the story, but everything after that is just like they just do whatever. But like after RE8, it's like where are they gonna go with this series? Ethan's dead. It's like, are we just gonna go back to the status quo of having 40-year-old Jill do something?
Yeah,
there's no leaks or anything, but all the rumors are like you're gonna be play as Jill, and it's like okay. My problem is that since these characters have been through so much, they have no character arcs anymore. Like, it's like Resident Evil Revelations 1 is like a pretty decent game, but like Jill is not even a character in that game. She's just a vehicle to play the game. She shoots the weapon. She's not a character in that game.
Right.
I just hope that if they do bring Jill back, they do something with her.
And it's not like even Leon on 4, where he like is at least funny about it. Yeah. Like, yeah, he's been through a lot.
At least Revelations 2, like, Claire is barely a character, but like the situation that they put Claire in is like pretty interesting. And you get the easy claps, the nostalgic claps, bringing back Barry.
Yeah, I like, I would like to have somebody fresh, just because the whole thing of being like... but it's also weird because, like, at this point in the timeline, there's no human in the entire world of Resident Evil that wouldn't be like, oh... Like, Umbrella was national, not national news, world news. Everyone knows what it is. They were taken down, whatever. So every single person in the entire world's like, I am familiar with what a zombie is. I'm familiar with entire countries being nuked off the face of the earth. So how could someone be like a fresh green person? You know what I mean?
That's the problem. It's like Ethan is like a complete civilian, but like he immediately gets mold powers by like the first act of RE7. So like when he gets his like foot chopped off by like Jack and stuff, he is already a superhuman at that point. So they already like made like a complete greenhorn a superhuman. to like justify what happens. And like RE7 is like a very small game compared to everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like if they do RE9, they're gonna have to raise the stakes, and it's like you can't just have like some random guy do something. And the problem is that they have introduced new characters like oh man, what's the guy's name in RE6, the third campaign?
Jake.
You introduced Jake, but like Jake is like the least likable character ever. He's just awful. So it's also most of the new characters in the Revelation games are also pretty unlikable. So I think that's why they are probably gonna just use Jill or whatever, because like, yep, that's a character you know. We don't have to make anything new. We don't have to make a character that no one likes. Ethan has like negative charisma, but it's like so negative charisma that it like loops back to him being funny and like likable. But Ethan in RE7 is like, they obviously went for like more of like a blank slate, like just the most everyman possible, because he barely has a personality in RE7. Anyway, it's interesting. RE as a franchise, it's like the 9th game. It's like, what are they gonna do? I have just no idea.
I thought Village was pretty fresh, all things considered, even though it is a sequel to 7.
Yeah.
I would be okay if,
It's like, are they going to explore something else? Like, RE8 had werewolves, or are they just going to go back to zombies? I don't know. It's weird. Maybe they could do vampires.
Dude, that would be awesome.
I honestly, like, I enjoy the spectacle, like, action REs, but honestly, I really like the slow-paced, smaller scale REs.
I just don't
like
think
my
it's
favorite.
gonna happen.
My favorite ones are RE1, RE1 remake. I know Spencer doesn't love it, like it, but I love RE7. But I really don't think they're gonna do some small scale thing. Like all the rumor mills about like the RE1 remake. It's like the only time that they're gonna do something small scale with that.
Why? I know it's been 20 years, but why do you got to do a remake of that again? Like, I've never talked to.
Money.
I know. I've never talked to a single person who's not like, wow, Resident Evil 1 remake's the best remake ever made. Like, just essentially that is like given. If you like games like that, you're like, it is truly the greatest remake. Why you gotta mess with it, bruh?
Yeah.
Do Code Veronica, because that's a game that people gotta start liking. I'll stand that game.
Yeah,
bro.
I wish they would remake games that are like fundamentally flawed and ironed out the issue, like Code Veronica.
No, that's. I was watching a video on that at some point.
I just don't think they're gonna do it because they already did the RE4 remake.
I forget what the video was called, but the whole point of the video was stop remaking good games, remake flawed games, and make them good. And I'm like, yes, exactly. Like, why? Like,
the obvious reason why they don't do that is that remaking good games that are popular will generate automatic sales.
Yeah. It's like they remade Shadow of the Colossus. It's like, why? You know what I mean?
Bluepoint in general is like the Y studio. Like, they've done so much weird, like, all they do is like remasters and remakes.
They remade Until Dawn. Why?
That is probably the
biggest Y ever.
Sony has done a lot of things. I think the two biggest Ys are the Until Dawn is number one, and then number two is that they did a remake of Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Zero Dawn. That's the first one.
Yeah.
It's like, why do they do that? And it's
Why?
like, it's not even like a $20 remaster. It's like a $50 remake. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Who likes Horizon?
Like, I would, like, there's just so many games that I like where, like, something like Mega Man Legends. Make a Mega Man Legends remake. It's like, that's a fairly flawed game that, in, like, a newer sense, could be pretty awesome. And that was just a game off the top of my head. You know what I mean? Like,
man.
But but at the same point, don't remake Mega Man X. It's like a perfect game, so don't do that. You know, it's really dumb. Stop remaking good games.
Capcom released a Mega Man Legends 3 3DS build.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Or
like,
someone leak it. Come on, everything gets leaked.
It's gotta be like somewhat done.
Do you think the little boy will be able to touch the moon? Nobody can touch the moon. It's too far away. Wait, what if he has a rocket ship? Okay.
When I first watched this,
But it'd be very
Sorry, that woman or that girl is too old for that mom to be talking to her that way.
Yeah,
that girl's like 12.
She's like 10 or 12.
But what if she had a rocket? That's how you talk to like a 3-year-old.
This is how Shadows of Rose starts, and like I honestly thought that woman, because it's like such a similar haircut to Mia. I thought it was Mia. I was like, why is she not sitting with Mia? What's Mia doing over there? I was so confused.
But what if she has a rocket ship?
Also,
Mom, I'm in 6th grade.
Rose is literally wearing Ethan's jacket. That jacket is 20 years old now.
That kind of passes. I could understand her being, like, obsessed. Because, like, if you think about it, she never knew him.
Yeah.
So I could definitely understand her being, like, obsessed with him. Like, hearing all these stories of, like,
You know how it is.
he saved the world, blah, 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 and just, like, wanting to emulate him so bad.
Goddamn devil. Dirty calls. I love you.
They gave Rose 5 seconds.
Yeah, I found her. Where else? The day of all days. We have a situation. You're needed. Evelyn.
Don't you ever call me that again.
Oh, it's just a joke, Rose.
Good joke.
I can show you things even Chris doesn't know I can do.
Dude, at this point, Chris is, like, 60 years old.
It's like an 18-year... Like, she's probably 16 or 18, right?
Right.
It's like an 18-year time skip, and Chris
No,
is...
he's probably, like, almost mid-60s.
He's he's still doing this. This is still his job. He's like a bioweapon anti.
I guess you
Not like him.
He just does it his entire life. What a sad life.
can never retire.
He's like 30 in RE1, and it sets in motion 40 years of him doing the same crap.
Chris had a hard life. Well, I guess next time we'll start Shadow of
Wait, they're starting this now?
What? What?
I guess they give more context for... This is the ending of Shadows of Rose, too. So it's weird seeing it here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And this weird cliffhanger. We'll go into it more later. We talked enough about this game.
Wait, was there a person? I kind of forget. Was there a person standing there, it looked like?
I'll talk about it once we get to
okay.
it. The father's story is now done.
Now time for daughter story.
I want to know what happened to this, like, the development of this, because I honestly feel as if they did something like they wanted to make a Rose game, and then at the last second Capcom was like, nah, and then they just made, like, some half-assed DLC, and it's like, here you go, here's your Rose story.
I could see that. Well, because Capcom was probably like, okay, listen, you already put this time into it, so just release it as it is, and we can get $20 for it. And then we'll move on to whatever's next.
Yeah,
I can see that. I can see that.
Not to say that the Rose plotline is, like, all that interesting, because it isn't, but it's just weird that they decided to do this, and then, like, 18 months later, they release like, a 90-minute DLC about Rose. It's like, okay, that was it? Thank you for playing.
Based.
Sure. Probably never gonna play this game again.
It's literally over.
It's over. Ooh. Anyway, next time we'll do Shadows of Rose. I'm probably not gonna do any mercenary stuff because I don't care.
It's a lot. There's a lot to it. Alright, guys, we'll see you next time with some more Shadows of Rose, and bye.